Good evening from London. Welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. I was at Lord's Cricket Ground today, the home of cricket, the finest stadium for any sport in the world with the longest and finest history. And I was there to witness a masterclass. England's Johnny Bairstow displayed his poise, his strength, his discipline and dexterity in a world-class performance that thrilled supporters from both sides and won plaudits across the globe. And for those viewing in the United States, worried at this stage this show may all be about cricket, you might be relieved to know it had nothing to do with the actual game.
Someone invaded the pitch. Terry Alderman did his shoulder in. Johnny Bairstow just waving to the dressing room. Maybe it's his gear.
Tremendous stuff. Johnny then turfed him over the railing at the end like a piece of rubbish, which is exactly what he should have done. Well, 3 Just Stop Oil protesters rushed the pitch, dead set on ruining the Test match that as they've ruined so many other national events in the last year or so. They were arrested. Groundsmen scrubbed their orange powder, which fortunately wasn't put on the pitch itself, or it could have wrecked the play for the entire day. So play was able to resume after just 20 minutes. Anyone who knows of cricket will tell you that a spot of light drizzle in a neighbouring village could suspend a Test match for longer than that. So the joke in the end was on them. But what's most impressive about this spectacle is that in one fell swoop, Johnny Bairstow triumphed where countless police officers and irritated bystanders have failed. Let's take a look at an action replay. On come the protesters with their orange powder and their T-shirts, determined to wreck things. But no, there's no stop the oil. There's just this: lift and shift. The Indian wicketkeeper ferrying off the protester pathetically like he's an ironing board and dumping him like a garbage sack, to use the American vernacular, when he gets to the end. I was there cheering on Johnny Bairstow and indeed the England captain Ben Stokes, who also apprehended one of the protesters, and some of the Australian players did too. There was a general feeling in the ground, I have to say, from every player and every spectator: we're just done with these clowns. We're done with them. They are spoiled little brats, attention-seeking. Nobody cares anymore about the message because no one's listening. We've all just grown not just weary but angry at the Just Stop Oil protesters constantly causing chaos for chaos' sake, wrecking things that the rest of us enjoy, or just going about our normal lives. They've blocked roads. They've thrown soup over priceless artworks. They've trashed the Chelsea Flower Show. They've bolted themselves to the goalpost at a Premier League football match. They wrecked the World Snooker Championship. We've all seen this stuff and just put up with it because it's the British way, isn't it? Just let these people do this because they're protesters. But the solution was staring us in the face all along. It was Johnny Bairstow. And the serious point here is that these protests have now become completely self-defeating. Many people back the principle of their cause, but not one single person at Lord's today or at any of the things that they've been doing this stuff at have turned around afterwards and gone, you know what? They've really got a point, these people, and I must join their protest. After seeing them throw paint on the pitch of the Test match, I'm not racing to be behind Just Stop Oil. I'm racing to loathe and detest them for wrecking a day that I love. Even one of this movement's founding fathers has now come round to my way of thinking about this. Trevor Nielsen has spent a fortune funding climate action groups like Just Stop Oil. Now, in an interview at the weekend, he said this: it's disruption for the sake of disruption. Working people that are trying to get to their job, get their kid dropped off to school, survive a brutal cost of living crisis in the UK. Having a pink-haired, tattooed and pierced protester standing in front of their car so that their kid is late for their test that day, that doesn't encourage them to join the movement. It's just performative. It's not accomplishing anything. I absolutely believe it's now become counterproductive. That's the guy who's been helping to fund Just Stop Oil, saying exactly what I and many others have been saying. Just Stop Oil should change their name to stop being utter prats.